So hey guys, so in this video, through the eyes of travelers lesson, we'll be talking about the pictures and the sources involved in this lesson, because in the pattern, even in 2020, they said that we may get questions both from the images and also from the sources. Okay, so let's get started with the picture. So this is the palm leaves and these are the coconut, and here we can see that why these are mentioned, because this was very much unusual to travelers, even for the main, especially this comes under Ibn Battuta. And the next one is Al-Biruni's objective. What was his objective? Is that so he wants to work mostly on the discussions on the religious questions with the Hindus, and also these may be like an information, like a stock of information to those who want to associate with them. Next is translating and sharing idea. Again, this is also about Al-Biruni's only. So he was very well expertised, that is, he was very well known for a lot of languages, his skills there. So he was able to translate a lot of work from Sanskrit to Arabic, because both the languages he was very good at. So he, for example, he was able to translate Patanjali's work on grammar into Arabic, and also, for example, Euclid's work, that is a Greek mathematician as we know, he was able to translate it in the math work of Euclid work were able to translate in Sanskrit. Okay, coming to the next thing, metrology. So metrology was the science of measurement, and the next thing is Hindu. What does the term Hindu mean? So Hindu was derived from the old Persian word that was usually used between the 5th and the 6th century. So to denote the people who lived near the river Indus or Sindhu, before it was known as Sindhu, right? So the Arabs continued the Persian usage and called the region as Al-Hind, and the people were called as Hindi, not the language. The people were called as Hindi, and the place was called as Al-Hind. So now coming to Turks, we saw about Arabs. Now the yellow thing is about Turks. So the people of the east were called as Hindu, and the land as Hindustan, and the language as Hindavi. Okay, so next thing. So this was not, today we think Hindu means there is a religion, Hindustan and all is religion oriented, but actually before, in the earlier times, they were not at all religion identity. It was just denoting the river Indus. So but later on what happened, that was coming, and it was then only later stages only those were used as religious identities. Okay, coming to the next, this is the image. So this is found in an Arabic manuscript. So this is Solon. So he's a poet, and these are the students he's teaching them. So you can see the dress which they are wearing, and you can notice them. Okay, next thing is about the bird leaves the nest. This is about Ibn Battuta's. So you know, Ibn Battuta wrote the book Rihla. So he was from Tangier, is very much known to us, and he was a lone traveler. He was not coming in the group or in a caravan party and all that. He came alone. So his desire was to travel. So that it is his long cherished in his cherish that he have to travel and all that. So he thought he'll be leaving his home, his dear ones, then he'll moving on to travel. At age 22 he started the travel, and after 30 years only he left to his home. I mean, he returned to his home. So that Ibn Battuta is compared to bird that is leaving the nest or the loved ones. Okay, so next, this is the picture. So this is the painting. This is actually a Mughal painting. So this painting, you can see that the robbers are attacking. So the travelers are running and the robbers are attacking or something like that. So this is Bengal, this is found in Bengal in a temple. So you can see these are the passengers as we see, and this is the boat. Okay, so this is also a 17th to 18th century painting, which is a terracotta painting. So coming to lonely traveler, before even we saw Ibn Battuta came alone. So that means this is denoting about Ibn Battuta. So he is not only the hazards we saw, that is about robbers, that that too is not only the disadvantage of traveling, but also most of the time he would feel homesick or he would fall ill and all that. So for example, when they actually came to a town of Tunis, what happened was he was going with a sheikh and a group of people, that is, and also the son of the Qazi and all that. People were coming and greeting them and questioning them, and but none of them greeted Ibn Battuta. So he felt so sad at his heart on the account of his loneliness, and that he could only restrain the tears. But after some time, the pilgrims, they realized the cause of his distress, and then they came to him by a greeting. So that was a good thing, right? And yeah, so these are the places that was visited by Ibn Battuta in Afghanistan, Sindh and Punjab. Okay, next source. This is education and entertainment. So education and entertainment is something related with, again, Ibn Battuta. So Juzai. So Ibn Juzai was deputed to write what Ibn Battuta dictated. Okay, so he dictated the cities, about the cities and the accounts of cities, the interesting events and the rulers of the countries which he met, and about the men of learning, how good they were, and about the saints and all that. So this was very much delight to the ears and the eyes of the people who consumed the information. So yeah, we before saw a king was the local king made him write, he ordered Ibn Battuta to record his accounts on travels, right? So that is related to this passage. So coming to the next thing is the footsteps of Ibn Battuta. Many travelers, they they follow the footsteps of Ibn Battuta. They may be Indian travelers who went to Central Asia, and the number of travelogues were written in Persian by Indian travelers. So one of the writers, best known writers as we saw before, was Abu Razik Makwendi. So he visited south of India, and especially he visited Hampi, right? So there we can see that he visited there, and also Mahmud Wali Balkhi and Sheikh Ali Hazin. So these are the like eminent travelers. So for example, Mahmud Balkhi, he once went as a sannyasi for a short time period also, and others such as Hazin, they were very much disgusted with India, and they thought they didn't receive the red carpet treatment. So but most of them saw India as a land of wonders only. So here you can see, here's a campfire and the travelers are gathering here. So this is one of the pictures. So next is Berneir. So Berneir is here, and he is wearing his clothes, which is the European clothes. Yeah, next one is Trevenier. So Trevenier was a French jeweler, as we know. So his source of his, French jeweler. He came to India for at least 6 times. So he visited India for at least, this is that person. Okay, so coming to the next thing, traveling with the Mughal Army. So Berneir, he often travels with the army only, because this is the incident which happened when they marched to Kashmir. So what happened was, what all they took, he was able to take a lot of things, portable bed, pillow, utensils, clothes, and it was very much expected that he should take some horses, powerful Persian camel and drivers, and cook, servant and all that, full of luxuries, right? That is the thing. So nothing being considered so refreshing in the country as lemonade and dahi. Dahi is curd. So this is what he mentions about, that is Berneir mentions about India. The creation and circulation of ideas about India. So there is an image of India for the Europeans. So through the printing and circulation of book, they came to know what is India is like. So there are some travelers like Sheikh Istamuddin and Mirza Abu Talib. So they visited Europe. These are Indian travelers who visited Europe, and they confronted this image. And the Europeans had idea of what India is like. They tried trying to influence by producing their own vision of these matters. Okay, so coming to the next thing is about a language with enormous range. So this is about Al-Biruni. A language here is Sanskrit only. So basically he says that it's not easy to learn Sanskrit because it was so, you know, vast and has so many things. And also the same thing, like it's similar to Arabic, because Arabic and Sanskrit, they both are very difficult to learn. So, and because of that, and it should be like properly understood, and you must be able to distinguish, because sometimes one word, that same thing can be you know, referred by various names. So you should be able to distinguish and understand it. So he says God knows best. Here they say that there is a story of a wooden idol that's supposed to be very much old, like 2 lakh years old. But Ibn Battuta asks some really sensible scientific questions. He asks that how can this place, that too for such a length of time, can the wood have lasted? Okay, so that is something which he questions, and he didn't come to a conclusion. He says God knows best. Okay, so next thing is the system of varnas. How are the system of varnas? That is the caste system basically. So the first thing is brahmanas. Higher caste people are brahmanas. So that has said to be from the head of the Brahmin, and then so first is the Brahmanas, so that is said to be from the head, and the next category is going to be Kshatriyas. So Kshatriyas is going to be from the shoulders or arms and all that. So these people, they engage in the warfare and all that. Next one is the Vaishyas. So Vaishyas were from the thigh. Next one is going to be Shudras. So Shudras are said to be from the feet. So now it may be very funny, like what is this? But earlier through the Brahmanas work, we can see that this was how, according to normative Sanskrit text, the system of Varna was described. Okay. In the next video, let's see about the other half.